Hi guys.
Hey guys,
Welcome back to the Girly
where
Hour.
we solve the world's problems from our couch.
And today we're going to be solving love languages.
Yay!
Yay! In spirit of the love month, obviously that's why love languages, but
hmm
also I'm wearing a red sweater.
And I had a pink sweater on, but I got hot, so it's now off.
Yeah.
But it's here
We're
in
in the
spirit.
spirit.
Yeah.
We're in the love spirit. And I got my nails done yesterday and they are like a
Barbie.
light, but a light, like a pale Barbie pink. One of
hmm
my friends had this color, and I stole it from her. I was like, I love that. I need to have this, and then I got
They
it.
look cute.
Anyway, so I am all decked out in love colors.
I love it. You also
Yeah,
have red socks on.
I also have red socks on.
I did not. I'm in beige and brown,
That's
so
okay. That's your colors.
yeah. And we're on a brown couch, just
Exactly.
I should have wore a different color. I'm like blending in.
You fit right in. I just want to start by saying again, thank you so much for the feedback. So, last week, if you tuned in, we discussed decorating because I do not have an eye for that.
hmm
And someone had suggested to get a color consult done, which I don't know
We
why.
love color
We love
analysis.
color analysis. I don't know why I didn't think that was like a thing.
Yeah. She
Um,
said Sherwin Williams offers like a complimentary one where they like make sure all your colors will like
like
vibe
gel.
together. Yeah.
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 I can't wait. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. And then someone else, I guess their mom has like a really good eye, was like she would love to assist if
That's
you need.
amazing.
And I was like, please, yes. Like yes to all these things. So
Yes.
thanks guys so much. I am going to do all of these things
Mhm.
and can't wait for the
Report
color
back.
consult, honestly.
Yes. Yeah. And like what she learned our friend Kelsey who messaged, she learned that her floors were kind of a cold color and then her base no, I got that wrong. The floors were a warm color and then the baseboards were cold. So it kind of something's always going to feel off. And she learned that from the color consult.
Which makes sense because when we did our colors for our clothing,
Yeah,
if we keep everything warm,
we're good.
honestly, I can wear any color.
Mhm.
But if you're mixing cold and warm, something's off and you don't know what it is. You can't put a finger on it.
Yeah.
Well, now we can put a finger on it.
Now we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for that. I'm
Mhm.
gonna make an appointment and get her done.
Yeah. Bree, your Bree, she reached out
Yes.
to me. We both have best friends named Bree.
We have so many people that are named the same things, but
Yeah.
yes, we have to differentiate.
Yeah. But yeah, your Bree reached out to me. Apparently there's this website called Dupes and you can like put in what you want and then it shows you things that are very similar.
That's amazing.
Shows you the dupes.
So like
So I could put my
Skims.
stools in.
Oh, you can put your stools
I can
in.
put my stool
Oh
in.
my
I
god,
haven't done it yet,
amazing.
but I just got the comment today, so I'm gonna try
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
hmm
Um, does this work for clothing too? So like
I don't know.
we'll have to try. Well,
Yes.
you know what,
Sorry.
guys? We will report back to
I'll
you.
report back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry.
You guys can also look as well, and we'll all just
Yeah.
we'll let each other know what the best dupes are.
hmm
That's amazing.
Yeah. Because I was like scrolling Instagram trying to like find a freaking stool, but
Yeah.
now I can do the dupes. Speaking of Instagram, have you noticed there's like a new feature that they kind of slid in without us noticing?
Well, I have not noticed, so they certainly slid it in. Okay.
um, okay, I don't know if you remember this about Instagram like years ago, but you could like go and see, like, say you had like a friend or a boyfriend or whatever you wanted to creep, you could go and look at what they were liking.
I've never done that, but I
Yes.
did know.
I knew of it because I knew girls who were like, my boyfriend's liking these pictures. And like, I'm like, you're just hurting yourself going on there and looking
Yeah,
at
I
that.
literally don't have time for that.
Right. So they kind of brought it back. So instead of seeing like their history of like all their likes, I don't know if you noticed. So like if you're on Reels and you're just kind of flicking through, at the top right corner, there's like three friends' pictures with hearts.
Okay, and
And
they've
you
all
click
liked
it.
it.
No, you click that and it brings you to like a feed, a separate like feed, and it's just everything your friends have liked. And it'll show who liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
It feels weird. I hit it because I was like, what is this? And then I'm just like scrolling and it'll just be like Emma, like this video. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Ew, that's a little weird.
I know. I don't love it.
I like things so that my feed can be better for me.
Right. Because I'm watching stuff, I'm like, this isn't my humor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I scroll past it. Also, hold on. Are people scrolling on Reels? Oh wait, they are because they don't have TikTok.
Did you just call me out? Because
Who is? Well, we have access. So Catherine does not have TikTok, and this
Oh
girl
my
just
God.
scrolls old ass reels
So
all the time.
yeah, you get like the TikTok that was big 2 months ago
Exactly.
sent to you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like your mom sending you something on Facebook. You're like, hey, yeah, seen this already.
Literally.
Yeah. Ooh.
So
Awkward.
anyway, for those of you who are scrolling Instagram reels, grow up. Let's get TikTok.
That's so mean. So I will get into scrolling them because people will send me a video, like in our group chats, we'll send
Right.
reels, and then I just continue to like scroll through them.
The ones that you were sent.
Well, no, like they'll send me one, but then you can scroll.
Oh.
Like you'll watch it and then you can just keep scrolling.
But do you not see ones you've already seen on TikTok?
No, some stuff's not on TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways. Who's the silly one now?
Not me.
Not me.
Not Hermione. Dobby.
Oh.
Okay, one more thing.
Yes.
I surprised you there.
Yes.
One more thing before we get into things.
Mhm.
I do want to mention that since you a while ago talked about our pan,
Yes.
the pan thing.
Yes.
And for those of you who are not caught up with this,
Project
is
Pan.
Project Pan.
Yes.
So this is where you're using all the products that you have.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going out to the store to buy new shit until we've used the stuff that we already have. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. So as we know, I finally pulled up my big girl pants and I went through my closet. Not went through, sorry. I organized some things that were at the top that were, as we discussed, have just been sitting in bags.
Yes.
Whatever.
Because you can't have dust on it.
We can't, the dust particles.
Too much dust.
And I found things. So I found like a shampoo, a conditioner, and a mouthwash.
Perfect.
Excellent. So I didn't have to buy more shampoo because I ran out.
Yeah.
And then also when it comes to my makeup, so I have like my makeup bag, which has like just the things I use like daily pretty much. And then I have this other bin that just sits there with things. But to be fair, I don't use eyeshadow every day, like stuff like that.
Okay.
So I go through all my stuff because I use the Lumi Glow.
Mm-hmm.
I love it so much.
I love it too.
So I go through my stuff. I have 2 of the mini Charlotte Tilbury like glow things.
Okay. Same.
Which is the same, just more expensive. I had a lighter color of the Lumi Glow, and then I had the e.l.f. same
Glow.
but different. This e.l.f. one.
You have too many.
What is going on?
Use them up.
I am.
Good for you.
And instead of buying, so I do want to buy my really expensive Dermalogica sunscreen. It's beautiful. It's so good for my skin.
You need that.
But I have this stupid CeraVe. It's only SPF 30. My Dermalogica is 50. I've been trying to. It's winter, so I'm using the 30 in the winter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Look at you.
Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Financial girly right here. Saving all the money.
Also, words of affirmation. I'm like, please tell me I'm doing great.
Tell me I'm good. Oh my God. That made me think of I'm getting a makeup consult?
Yeah.
What would that be called? I'm
That's
a tutorial?
what it's
Yeah. So there's a local girl who's like a makeup artist, and I reached out to her, and she has this thing where you can go and she teaches you how to put makeup on.
I love
and
that.
We know I need that.
And it'll be so great because your face shape is not like everybody's face shape is different.
Yeah.
You want to learn for your face shape, for
Yes.
your coloring, for your likes and dislikes.
Yes.
For your freckles.
Yeah.
You know?
And like, didn't you say I have hooded eyes?
Yeah, we've talked about hooded eyes.
So like the doing eyeshadow is different. Yeah. So she's going to go through my makeup bag. That's what made me think of it. Mm-hmm. She's going to go through my makeup bag and kind of like tell me what's good, what's bad. And then she's going to teach me, probably using my stuff, but then like she'll have to add in stuff because I don't have anything. She'll probably
recommend some stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
And then she does half my face, and then she walks me through doing the other half.
That's what you need.
That's what I need.
Application and the blending is where the practice.
Yes.
No, you've gotten so much better.
Thank you.
During COVID, I spent so much time on
makeup,
actually TikTok? YouTube and a little bit of TikTok, but also YouTube, just like learning how to do things.
Yeah. And then I'd make you do it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I wasn't learning.
But you are.
Teach a man to fish.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
You can take a horse to water.
Is it? That's what it is.
But you can't
make them drink? No, it's different. Teach a man to fish. No.
I'm not sure.
something about you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he'll eat
Right.
for a lifetime.
But
Or
also
something.
you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him
him
drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't know what that was for.
Next.
Passing on. Okay. Now on to love languages.
Let's get into our topic. On that note, love languages.
Yes, love languages. I guess I'll introduce it.
Yeah.
I came into love languages. If you don't know what love languages are, it's a book from the 90s
I didn't know that.
by a pastor. So not really my vibe at all.
No.
I think his name's Gary Chapman. Anyways, he was like a pastor, so like they do like kind of like therapy, like relationship, like marriage counseling.
Okay.
Right? And so I guess from that he made some observations about how people like interact, and that the communication, like the problems that they were having was just because they weren't showing each other the love in the language that they wanted to receive it in or give it in. So so he came up with the 5 love languages and wrote a book. So in the back of the book, you can do the quiz, which is what I ended up doing. This was like, I don't know, in my early 20s. I was like, I thought I would figure out what my love languages are. So yeah, in the back, you can do the quiz, but they've got a bunch of quizzes online now. So actually, Emma and I, before doing this, we redid the quiz just to see. Yeah. So to see if things change, because I feel like things might change, like as you mature, and age and stuff. So yeah, so the 5 love languages are acts of service. I'm biased. I'm starting with that one because that's the one I love. So acts of service is like your partner maybe doing the dishes for you, or your partner, like they're doing things for you, like they brush off your car, they fill up your car with gas, like it's acts of service, like them doing things for you to make your life easier or better.
Packing your lunch for
makes you feel loved.
Yeah.
And then there's gifts, which is my least favorite, but that's pretty self-explanatory. Like someone buying you gifts makes you feel loved. There is quality time. So just spending time with each other and like being, focused on each other is, what makes you feel the most loved. There's physical touch. Emma and I are touching now. So like hugs and like, just even like just touching each other's back or like being near each other, that makes you feel loved. And then what's the last one that I feel like I didn't say?
Words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation. So you wouldn't forget that one.
I wouldn't forget that.
So yeah, saying like I love you, or you're beautiful, or you're doing a great job.
I appreciate
you. You're the best. Yeah. That is what makes you feel the most loved. So everyone, basically from his theory, and there's been like a lot of psychologists and stuff who have come out and said that like they don't agree with the 5 love languages. So, but his theory is that everyone kind of has a primary love language, and that's kind of where they base their love off of. So say if mine was acts of service, and this is what I learned in my relationship when I first started looking into this. So say yours is acts of service and they aren't showing love in that way to you, you're going to feel unloved, and there's going to cause some kind of friction. So, and then you usually kind of give in the same primary love language. So if they don't receive that, then they're going to feel the friction.
Yeah.
So for example, in the relationship I was in my early 20s, we had just started living together. It was like my first time living with a boy. And I would like clean the entire apartment. And then he would come home and he like wouldn't notice it. And I'd be like, excuse me, like, sir, you know what I mean?
But your beard hair is no longer covering the counter.
Yeah, did you not notice this? And so, but his was physical touch. Right. But then I don't want to fucking touch you because you haven't noticed or acknowledged all of this work. Like I just spent 3 hours cleaning everything. So now I'm ticked off. And then this guy wants a hug. And then I'm like, don't touch me. And then he's like, what? Like, so it was just like, we weren't working that way.
Yeah.
So I think it was handy. We both figured out what our love languages were. So then he was able to try to acknowledge when things were done. And then he actually started to try and like do more things for me. Like, cause he'd be like hugging me and touching me and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, can you just pick up your socks?
Right.
Can you just wipe off my car because I just don't feel like it? So that was like when love languages came into my life, and it actually helped our relationship a lot. Uh,
That's really cool.
yeah. So
Thank God you learned that, because otherwise, I mean, clearly you're not together.
no, we're not. But it was my most like healthy relationship.
It didn't tank for that reason.
No, it didn't. Yeah. So
Cool.
yeah, that was my first experience with love languages. Did you like? Can you remember yours?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know when I learned about this. I think that I just love physical touch so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know when I knew that that was important to me, but I think maybe like a couple relationships ago, I would have that taken away from me. Kind of a toxic relationship, not
Right.
good. And when I would have the physical touch, or like again the words of affirmation, when I would have that taken away, I would feel really upset and
Right.
unloved.
Right. And then they would bring it back in, and then you get kind of like love dumped on because you're like, oh my
Exactly.
God, it's back.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and that's what I feel like my main ones are.
Mm-hmm.
Physical touch. I am psycho and I need to be touching my partner at all times.
Can you share with them your crazy moment?
Yeah. So when we were out west, we were just we had like a 7-hour car ride to
Oh, I didn't know it was that long. Ew.
well, so we were going from Canmore to
BC?
Rossland to BC. So we were going from Alberta to BC.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like a 7-hour car ride. And so in the car ride, me and Catherine are sitting in the back seat, and like I'm in the middle and she's on the outside.
Yep.
And I'm like, just have a hand like on her leg. We're both like reading our books, whatever. And I had such an internal monologue going on. Like there's a little bit of music playing, everybody's just like chilling, we're reading, we're having a good time, and in my head the wheels are turning.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, this is so nice. And then after a little bit, I realized that I'm the only person touching, as in she's not touching me back.
She removed her hand.
I don't even know if it was there in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay.
it was. We were good, by the way. There's
Nothing
arguing.
happened.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. This is just
in your
Emma
head.
creating stories as she does.
Okay.
And so I have my hand on her leg, and I'm thinking this is so nice. And then after a little bit, I'm like, well, she's not touching me. And I'm like, but
she hates me.
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm touching her, so that must feel nice. But like be nice for her. But I'm like, but she's not touching me. And I'm like, so then does she hate me?
Emma.
Is she mad at me? Did I do something?
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my God. And here I am. I'm still reading, but I'm like stirring about this.
Right.
And you know how I just get in my head and the stories start creating themselves. I don't even have to try. Anyway, so a couple hours go by and I'm sitting here freaking out, being like, I think she's mad at me.
Hours went by, Emma.
Literally.
Oh my God.
Literally. Okay. And again, I do have those
You're just reading the same page over and over again.
100%. Yes. Yeah. I have no idea what I read. And then the wheels are turning, and I am thinking little thoughts like, oh, maybe she just doesn't have, like, I'm touching her. Maybe that's okay. That's enough. Right. Anyway, so I'm spiraling. And then eventually she kind of gets up to like, move around a little bit because we've been sitting in a car. And she just kind of like reaches over and like just like does this, like rubs my lower leg like by my ankle a little bit. And I was like, oh.
And then you could go back to reading.
Literally in my head, like my whole body just literally just relaxed completely. And I was like, oh, okay, no, she does love me still.
I love that.
And then so later in the night, we were actually talking about love language. There's 4 of us, and we went out to dinner. And my hand was, of course,
on
touching her arm. And I was just like, yeah, like I love physical touch. Like it makes me feel loved and I need it. Like if we're not touching, I might think that you hate me, which is a little bit extreme, which obviously is something clearly negative from a previous relationship that I've taken. Because when it gets taken away, that's where I feel unloved, which is quite extreme. I shouldn't feel unloved. I should just, when I get it, feel loved.
Right. Or know to reach out for it. Like in those 2 hours, you could have like grabbed her hand.
Yeah.
and gauged how
Yeah,
she responded.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which would have been
Or
a
said-
lovely handhold.
Or just turn to her and be like, do you hate me?
Right.
And she'd be like, what? And you're like, you're not touching me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear that you hate me.
Yeah. That is so funny.
But yeah, so I was telling them about this story and I was just like, yeah, I need to be touching all the time. It doesn't have
Aw.
to be big, like literally just like a finger
Yeah.
or like, I don't know, just being close.
Yeah.
It makes me feel so loved.
Emma does give the best hugs.
I love hugging.
She's like the Disney princess that like won't let go until you let go.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of this?
Yeah.
I'm
Like
I'm asking as though you're gonna respond. Our listeners are gonna
No,
respond to me
Emma,
right now.
what are you talking about? Tell me.
Well, you tell us, Shannon, because you told me about it.
Oh, because I was describing you.
Yeah.
They say that the Disney princesses are told not to let go of kids. Like when the kids come up and hug them, they're not to let go of them until they initiate stopping the hug, which I think is so cute.
It's so sweet.
But that is Emma.
Yeah.
Like if you ask for a hug, she is in there until you're like, hey, this is going on a long time. Maybe we should pull away.
It's
nice. That was really hard for our other roommate, Steph.
Oh my gosh, she is 0% physical touch.
Physical touch is like she has 4 love languages. There is not a 5th one.
Exactly.
She doesn't know it. So that was really tricky for her with Emma because Emma is so touchy.
Yeah, and occasionally she'd come close to us, but
we would be like, "Don't spook her."
Yeah, then I'd freak out. I'd just be so still. I'd like just disappear and just be like, "Oh my god, it's so
happening.
Nice.
It's happening. It's like a woodland creature just like burrowed out, and you're like, "Don't scare it."
And then we'd scare her.
Yeah, and then we'd make a big deal about it, and she'd be like, "Oh my god," and then she'd leave. But yeah.
Good times.
I wonder what hers is. Hers is probably quality time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think acts of service maybe too.
That's
nice.
Yes, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we redid it to see if
hold on. Can I tell everybody about my other one?
Sure, yes.
Words of affirmation, guys.
Wait, are we shocked? I don't think so.
And
Tell us more.
I think physical touch and words of affirmation go hand in hand.
They kind of do, yeah. Like, you're so pretty.
Yeah. Or
while you pet your head.
Or like just like cuddling and being like, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Or like if I did do something like, oh, I noticed it and I appreciated it. Or just whatever. Just I love you. You know? I'm not mad at you. And I think this goes
that goes a long way.
Yeah. And I think this goes into me being a Pisces, where I think that everybody hates me all the time. Yes. And
a Pisces during her period, watch out.
Oh my god.
Everyone hates her.
Everyone.
Yeah. But
do they?
No.
Okay. It's a real struggle, guys.
Yeah.
Let us know if you feel the same way.
Yeah. So I guess, okay, if we want to go with that, in my 20s, when I did it, acts of service was my number 1 by a long shot. And I think too, when you look back on it, and I think, maybe you can look back on it this too, that's how my family showed it.
Right.
So like words of affirmation, like, I don't know, like we were raised by boomers. They didn't say like, I love you all the time. Like it was me being like, I love you. And they'd be like, yeah, I love you too, weirdo. Anyways. So, and like touching, like, yeah, we didn't really like hug a lot, but like my dad would just go out and like change the oil in my car, or like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, or he'd go like sweep off my car, or he'd just take it and go clean it. And then he'd be like, yeah, I cleaned your car, you know? And you're like, aw. And that's when I'd be like, oh my God, he loves me.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. And so like my parents always that's their way of showing it. So that was a big one for me, especially in my 20s.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
So my parents, the way I grew up, like they are still like so sickly in love. It's beautiful.
But get a room.
Which is literally, oh my God. My parents would like kiss in front of us.
Oh like, my God, no, I never saw that.
And I was like, ew, gross. And then my parents would, they just
now you love it.
They just know what buttons to push, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I always saw them being like physically touching each other, kissing, like is really nice, and like telling each other they love each other. Like we would always hug, and
wow.
You know what I mean? Like
we grew up in different households.
Yeah, I still like hug my parents and like give them a kiss on the cheek and, you know, tell them I love them. Like it's, that's I guess how I grew up. So that makes sense.
That makes sense. That words of affirmation, physical touch are
because
they were
so much like that.
So yeah, and so ours, and this was what my thing told me was, not words of affirmation, acts of service and quality time. So we would always kind of just like hang out as a family. Like we would play poker, or we would play like any kind of card game, or we'd be out in like the shop, like working on things, but just like existing with each other.
Right.
So that was like, yeah, so that's what I grew up in. So then that by the time I was 20, like I was like, what's my love language? Those were it.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like all I really knew. Right. And then, yeah, I was with a guy who was like your family. Like, it was so weird going to his family. They were like so huggy and lovey. And I'm like, what is this? Maybe a little too much. Like, he kissed his mom on the lips, like the first time I went and
their
visited.
Tongue?
Thank God.
Did she try to tongue you?
No. But like, we went and visited them, and then we're like leaving. And like, he lived far away from home. So like, it's not like, so it was like maybe a little more appropriate, but like I say bye and I like hug his mom, I hug his dad, and we're like at the door, and then he like hugs his dad, and then he hugs his mom, and it's like a long embrace, and I like, the dad and I are just sort of like witnessing it, and then they pull apart, and then they peck on the lips, and I was in shock.
Was it just a peck, or was it like?
No, it was like a peck. It wasn't weird.
Okay.
But it was weird to me.
It wasn't like soft lips. It was like puckered, like.
It was a peck, but it was within the embrace, so it just like because they leaned out to kiss. Like, it was intimate. So
you shouldn't have been there.
I should not have been there.
They should have gotten a room.
Yeah. So I was like, whoa. And I remember we got in the car, and it was a long drive home, and I was silent because I was like processing and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, I had never witnessed that. Like, in my family, in my extended family, no one kisses on the lips.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what the fuck? And then he was like, are you okay? And I was like, you kissed your mom on the lips, dude? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't like that. That was weird. And he was like, and of course, I'm like early 20s, like kind of like immature, haven't seen a lot. And I remember I talked to like my brother's girlfriend at the time about it, and she was like, yeah, my family kisses on the lips. Like, and she's like, European families, like they do like the cheek thing. And I was like, I think I would have been okay with the cheek thing. It was like the lips. Anyways, yeah. So
I don't think it's outrageous. I definitely think in the embrace of a hug is a little bit.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, you know, like we're not touching, we're just leaning in and pecking. It was like this long embrace. Like they're not going to see each other forever. And then the peck.
It's giving like Italian mom with her son.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was interesting.
Yeah.
And again, it's just like, it's kind of, that would be more like your family. Like, maybe that wouldn't have weirded you out as much.
Yeah, no.
But me, it was a shock. Because I was like, we don't do that. We do nice things for each other, and like, don't talk about it. So, and then we just kind of hang out and exist with each other. Like, what is this kissing? But anyways.
So for all the listeners, go think about your childhood.
Yeah. And how your family expressed love.
Yeah. And then do the quiz.
Yeah, and see if it's the same. That's kind of a fun little.
We'll post a quiz for you guys.
Yeah, I found a free one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them were like, yeah, let's look at how we redid it.
Literally right before this.
Yeah. And I would say, okay, I'll go with mine. So quality time, it says my main love language is quality time.
What percent?
31.
Okay.
Tied with acts of service with 31%.
Okay.
So, and that's sort of kind of what mine was before, except acts of service was higher.
Yeah.
So quality time has sort of changed. And I think that might be due to dating. When you're dating people and you don't live with them, acts of service isn't like the main way to really, because you're kind of like, not long distance, but you know what I mean? Like, so when you're with each other, it's more about the quality time that you're spending versus like doing daily tasks. With you and I think quality time is a big one, but also like when you like, you know, do my dishes, I'm like, oh, they're so nice. Oh, that's nice.
The dish fairy.
Yeah, the dish fairy. Or the snow fairy.
The snow fairy.
She always like sweeps off my car.
Yeah.
The man I have to like date next, like, or the one I'm currently dating,
he's got to be at least 3/4 of the man that I am.
Yeah. It's big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Listen up.
But yeah, so acts of service, quality time, 31% tied. Physical touch, 17%. Physical touch used to be my last.
Wow.
So that's gone up.
I think I had something to do with this.
Probably.
Okay, so guys, I have to tell you a little story.
Okay.
So we sit on the couch, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can see our couch, but our couch in the previous house was much smaller.
Yes.
So this is like a huge, cozy 3-seater, as in you can fit 6 people sitting. Not comfortably, but you could.
Jammed together.
So the old one was like a little L, and we could fit 4 jammed.
Packed, yeah.
But 3 of us could fit comfy. So Shannon and I, when we sit on the couch, she'll sit on one side, I'll sit on the other. We have our favorite spots. And sometimes, again, if you're watching on YouTube, this is just fun. But sometimes we'll be sitting, and then she just reaches over, and she doesn't actually touch me.
Away. No, I don't. I just dangle it.
She just goes nearer to me. It's kind of like my cat. My cat likes to cuddle.
I have cat energy.
Yeah, he likes to cuddle a foot away. Yeah, that's his cuddling. Like, he's at the end of the bed, or he's at the top of the couch while you're sitting on it, but there's no touching involved. Anyway, so she does that, and then I reach over and hold her hand.
Yeah, I mean, we don't hold it very long, but it's just like, it's kind of nice
until Shannon gets uncomfy,
and this is probably it.
Yeah,
or like, and then I'll just rest it on you. I don't really want to touch the fingers.
Yeah,
it's too intimate. But
so that's nice.
So yeah, maybe you bumped up my physical touch.
I think so,
because it was dead last.
It's so lovely to just touch people.
Oh my god, that's a different podcast. Tune in after midnight
next week. Yeah. That's gonna be a bonus episode.
Boner. What? Okay, yeah. So physical touch. So from 31%. My top 2, physical touch is 17%. So still quite low.
Yeah.
And then words of affirmation, 10%. That makes sense to me. I do still like to hear that you like me.
Right.
And
I like
then,
you.
Thanks. And then receiving gifts is 10%. I'm not a big gift person. I'm not good at giving gifts. And I'm not really good at receiving gifts. But yeah. I had an ex who would like love to just give me lavish gifts. But I think because there was no other types of love language shown, I just sort of was like, I'll take it.
Whatever I can get.
But yeah, show us yours.
Okay, cool. So mine, this is really interesting. My top one actually was 31% at quality time.
Oh, not physical touch.
Okay, well, physical touch is second at 28.
Okay.
So they're 3% apart. So essentially those are tied. I love physical touch. I think that goes along with quality time.
Yes.
Because I can't touch somebody if I'm not with them.
Right.
And I like to do things with my partner or whatever the case is. And
I don't know.
Touch them.
I'm currently sort of long distance-y with the guy I'm seeing right now. And we will watch a movie on FaceTime.
That's quality time.
Yeah, but we can't touch.
Right.
Yeah.
Catherine and I actually did that last week because I was sick for the whole week.
Right.
So, and she has a brand new nephew, so we didn't want to get this little potato baby sick.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched like a movie just together at the same time.
Yeah.
That's
then
quality
she
time.
Passed out before it finished, but same.
It was a great ending to the movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was what Miss Harris Goes to Paris.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
It's so cute. You should go watch it.
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
I won't spoiler alert.
So quality time, physical touch.
Words of affirmation are 24%. So all three of those, like
those
30,
are strong.
Yeah, 31, 28, and 24.
That makes sense.
All up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought it was physical touch and words of affirmation, but I can see that quality time is super important to me. Based on the questions that it was asking me, I was like, oh yeah, I do love that. Some of them were freaking impossible though. I'm going to read you guys one. This question was, I practically could hardly answer it. Okay, option 1. I need physical contact with people every day.
Yes.
Option 2. I need words of encouragement and affirmation every day.
Yes. So what did you end up choosing for that?
So I chose the physical contact.
Oh, okay.
Because
yeah.
I feel like if someone is telling me, I love you, I appreciate you, whatever, but you're not touching me,
you?
I don't feel it.
Yeah, then it's not genuine to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to hold my hand. And guys, Like literally the smallest things is what I'm talking about. I need a hand holding. I
Mhm.
need just a quick touch on my ankle.
Well, sometimes I just like touch feet with you too.
Yeah,
And you like
exactly.
that.
Literally just like the smallest thing just shows me, oh god, I'm so pathetic.
No, it's not.
Please touch me.
Please.
But yeah,
Help
so
me.
that's
There's one that looks really low over
yeah,
there.
so 0% for receiving gifts.
Oh, wow.
I mean, give me gifts, guys. Like
Yeah.
I still enjoy a
She loves a good
gift.
gift.
It just, for me, like the thought behind it would be more of like
Yeah.
what I
Well,
enjoy, or like, I'm a big card person. I love writing a card and writing some, I make myself cry writing
you
cards to
do.
people all the time.
She cries when I read the cards I give to my friends.
Yes. It's so nice. And I love receiving a card that just it's like thoughtful or whatever. But
Yeah.
still, I like gifts. So like feel free to buy me stuff.
Yeah.
Not you guys.
We should have a
Maybe,
P.O.
though.
box. People can send us gifts.
Yeah. And I think, okay, I want to touch on something that you talked about earlier,
What's that?
was the difference between your love language and your partner's love language.
Oh, yes.
Because those two, yeah, are so completely different.
Mhm.
And just because you're giving one thing doesn't mean that that's what is going to make them feel loved.
Yes. So I think the important thing is to be in touch with like what makes them giddy
Yeah.
when you do things.
And have those conversations.
Yes.
Have that open line
Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have that with your partner so that you guys can know what each other likes. And I feel like too, my giving, like my way of showing that I love is also different from what I
You do acts of service.
receive. I do acts of service
Yes.
for people.
That's why we get along so well.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I like to make somebody else's life easier.
Hmm. Do you know what Catherine's love language is?
I would say we talked about this recently. I think hers is quality time. She likes
makes
to do
sense.
things with her partner.
Yeah, she's very thoughtful too about
Yeah.
creating dates and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Super, super thoughtful.
Yeah.
So I think that's like her main one. But she also likes physical touch.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think we're all kind of a mix of them, obviously.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. Well, like I was sort of saying, currently long distance-y, so the acts of service kind of
yeah.
goes out the window. Like you can still sort of do it, but it's like different.
Yeah.
So that's why we upped like the quality time, and like our like hanging out kind of existing together. And then physical touch is completely gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tricky when the relationship dynamic maybe changes.
Mhm.
And then even if you're just dating someone, not living with them, like kind of how I mentioned earlier, it's a bit different too.
Yeah.
That's why I think my quality time went up. Because like when I first did it, I was living with someone.
Right.
So, and then basing it off of kind of like how my family showed love when we lived together. So that was sort of where it's at. And I think that's why it's kind of changed over time, because I haven't really lived, like I live with you, but I don't think I've really lived with a man since. Have I? No.
Well,
No. Because I've lived with you.
you lived with me.
Yeah. So yeah, huge.
Yeah.
But I have a story.
Like what was that laugh?
Okay, so when you're sort of long distance, I have a long distance story.
Okay.
So a guy that I was seeing, we were long distance for a moment. And so you got to kind of keep things spicy, right? And so I was like, send me a video of your dick, obviously. Didn't want one of his butt. So
No.
anyways.
Frog butt.
Ew. So anyways, he sent me a spicy video, and it was a snap, so it was like on loop, right?
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I was like, all right. So I like, before I open it, I'm like, I get settled, and I open it and I see it, and I'm like, nice. And then I'm immediately distracted by the messy room.
Oh no.
Because like when men take nudes, like it's like you see whatever's out there, right?
Right.
So there was like his dresser was kind of messy, and like a drawer was open, and then also the
A
TV,
drawer open.
a drawer
Shock.
open. Yes, just like cupboards.
Cupboards and drawers.
And then like the TV was on. Anyways, I just couldn't focus. So I then, after watching it a few times, I was like, I can't do anything with this. So I messaged him. I was like, can you clean up your room next time you go to send me a sexy video?
I can't have distractions.
I can't. It's distracting me. I can't get sexy with that.
That's fair.
Anyways.
It's like you took on the mental load of his bedroom.
Yes, I did. And I'm not even there to be able to clean it up.
Ugh. Like, get your shit together, Ben.
Can you please do the access service of cleaning up your room before you send the sexy text?
Yeah.
The sexy video for me. Please and thank you.
Make a, you know how you can make a sticker? Just make yourself a sticker. Cut out the whole
Zoom,
background.
blur out the background.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. Follow us for more sending nudes tips.
Yeah, more sexy tips coming your way.
I love that.
Anyways, I don't think he sent me a dick video since or after that. Maybe I upset him.
Maybe.
Maybe he's like, I don't want to clean my room. Mom. I made it unsexy with him.
He's like, I don't want to fuck my mom.
Oh my god. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she's heard way worse.
Yeah.
It's okay.
She has. She has.
Love languages. Anyways, there was something else I wanted to note on. You wanted to talk about zodiac signs and love languages.
Yeah.
And we were looking at, so we love talking about zodiac signs, but we were looking at we were trying to guess like what a Pisces, like
Yes.
what would you guess? Knowing a Pisces,
right.
what would their thing be?
So being a Pisces, the only thing that's not Pisces about me is the creativity. However, we have discussed, like, I'm just not artsy creative.
Okay.
I'm creative in the things that I like.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Like at the gym I can be creative, or like well, I don't even know what else I like, but you know.
This is something Emma says quite often. I don't know what I like. Who am I?
What are my hobbies? And I feel like, yeah, so as a Pisces, we are very emotional. We're a water sign.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like emotional people like things like nice words.
Right.
And, you know, touching. I feel like there's got to be a correlation. And I feel like, if you're a Leo, you're fiery, right?
Right.
So you're probably, I don't know what you probably are, but something different from a water sign.
Well, now we're skipping. So let's go back to Leo. They're saying physical touch and receiving gifts is Leo. Oh, receiving gifts is so Leo.
That. I feel like that's pretty Leo.
Yeah, that's pretty Leo.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about me.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I'm thinking like birthday party, they're the center of attention, and they got tons of presents.
Main character energy.
Yeah. So back to Pisces, you were correct. It's saying that words of affirmation or acts of service is very much your love language.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes sense because they're very emotional, and having that like words of affirmation, validation.
Our emotions need to be coddled.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
You do need to be coddled
I
often.
do. Very often.
But then the weird thing about you is you'll like cry secretly.
Yeah, I'll hide it.
Yes.
It's like, oh my gosh, I said this to Shannon earlier today. I hide things sometimes. It's like when a kid goes into the corner to hide their poo.
What were we talking about when you said that? I died.
Oh, my last relationship, I hid bad things. I hid everything from Shannon because I wasn't ready to tell her like what was going on. Even though she obviously knew things were going on, like she's not stupid.
Yeah.
But
you were acting like everything was great.
I was, because I was in therapy weekly.
Right. Well, when you started the therapy, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah.
She's finally ending it. Can we talk this much about it? We're gonna.
It's our podcast.
It's our podcast. But I remember, okay, so I was telling you today, so she has a good guy friend, and I pulled him aside one day, and him and we kind of had this standoff. I was like, what do you think of her girlfriend? And he was like, what do you think? And I was like, I think she's okay, not great. And he was like, oh my God. He's like, I don't like her either. And I was like, oh my God, I don't like her either. And I was like, but I live with her. You have to tell her. I can't tell her because I live with her. Anyways.
And this was in the middle of like shit going down.
Yes.
You know.
But I had no idea because she was just like
I would just hide.
crying in secret.
Yeah.
Like I found out that like you just sit in the driveway crying in your car before coming into the house, like a weirdo.
Yeah. Again, it's the kid that hides their poo in the corner.
I know, but like you know that you need like the words of affirmation, so come seek it out.
I know,
bro.
and I need the support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you were crumbling with that. Anyways.
Thank God for therapy though.
Yes.
I literally, I remember this one day, I almost lost it. Like I had a mental breakdown and I was at work that day and I just had to make it through that day. And as soon as I left that day, I couldn't handle it. I started bawling. I mapped one of my friends to see where she was. I don't think I told her I mapped her because I just texted her and I was like,
I'm in the area.
Are you at home? I knew she was at home, but I didn't know if she was like busy. And I went over to her house and fucking lost it. And I booked a therapy appointment. I was like, I need to talk to somebody. And nobody really knew at that point.
No, you still didn't tell me.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready.
Yeah. I think because you knew I didn't like her.
I just knew that you see things.
Yeah.
Your closest friends see things more clearly than you.
Yeah. Well, I was seeing when
she was. The truth.
I was seeing when she was over.
Yeah.
And I was like, Emma's not. She's acting strange. She's not her bubbly self. What's happening? Yeah.
So. Yeah, I wasn't ready for the hard truth.
No.
Anyway,
but I'm like, so I'm a Cancer, like we've mentioned many times. So we're both water signs, and then at one point we had a Scorpio in the house, so we were all water signs.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Crazy energy. Anyways, when I cry, I want people to know. Okay, I would never video myself and like post it kind of thing, but if I'm upset and I'm crying, because I don't cry often, I'm like, someone come help me. I am upset.
This is serious.
And then you cry so often, you're like, I gotta hide this. I don't know. Crazy.
And I'm an ugly crier. Like this face gets.
I wouldn't say that.
Puffy.
Oh, it does get puffy. Yeah.
Yeah, my face will be ruined. A little cute cry is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like if my eyes just water, but if the waterworks are going, it's game over for like 2 days. My face needs recovery time.
Yeah. Crazy. So for Cancer, it says deep bonding, which quality that's a big thing. So quality time.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Oh. And like probably quality time in their home. Us Cancers love to be in our little shell in our little home.
Yeah.
So it's probably like, let's just hang out and
let's just be together.
Let's cook together and whatever.
Let's exist in the same area.
Yeah. I always check my Libra because that's also my rising sign.
Wait, sorry, can I interrupt you for a second? Is that why you're so good at body doubling me?
Why?
Because of your whole quality time thing.
Yeah, because I'm enjoying that.
It's for you too?
Yeah.
I love that.
I love just existing with people.
We just exist so well together.
Let's just exist in a room. We're doing that right now. I'm loving this.
Life partners, man.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Okay, continue. Libra rising.
I think, so that says, I don't like it. It's receiving gifts. So maybe I don't.
It's wrong.
Maybe my rising has nothing to do with it. But I feel like we should go through all of them so the people listening can like hear what they are. So if you're an Aquarius, it says acts of service would be one of your love languages. Okay. And
you guys comment.
Yeah.
Message us. I want to know. Let us know if this is right or wrong and what yours are. And take the test.
For Capricorn, they like luxury items. So receiving gifts is one of their big ones.
Luxury items.
Luxury.
Oh my God. Ooh. Very rich.
La la la. Sagittarius. They said airline tickets. So quality time. Sagittarius are very flighty. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have guessed quality time to go with that, but sure, quality time.
You could do that anywhere.
They can catch flights with each other.
Not feelings. Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
Flights and feelings.
Well, no, just flights. They just want the quality time.
Yeah.
If you're Scorpio, escapism is big for them, but physical touch and quality time, I feel like that's like probably brings them back like to earth if they're just like snuggling with someone. Yeah. Libra, receiving gifts. I don't like that one. Virgo, my mom's a Virgo. Acts of service.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense.
Errands and chores are a thing they do, and acts of service is a big one for them. We did cover Leo, feeling famous. So physical touch and receiving gifts. I'm dating a Leo. I don't know if he
I feel
loves
like
gifts, but
I feel like
physical touch.
zodiac stuff applies less to men. I feel like they
Totally.
are all
Hot
over the
take.
map.
Hot take.
Yeah.
And every time I check for a man, I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Gemini, they love gossip.
Oh.
Words of affirmation.
Catherine's a Gemini.
Yeah. Well, I feel like all girls love gossip. I don't know.
That's true.
I love a good
Let's
gossip.
talk shit together.
Yeah. Like what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
So words of affirmation and quality time. Quality
She
time
loves
is hers,
quality time.
so there
Yeah.
you go. She might like words of affirmation too.
I love giving words of affirmation.
Yeah. You're good at that. Taurus. That's our friend Steph.
Yeah.
Netflix and chill.
Oh.
Physical touch with a hint of acts of service. Physical
Physical
touch? Oh!
No.
Her husband wishes. Cheerleader for Aries. Aries are cheerleaders, so they like words of affirmation.
Okay.
Go team. And that's it. I think I covered all of them. So yeah, let us know if those resonate with you. We'll post a link to the quiz we took so that you guys can also take the same quiz.
Yeah, it's like 30 questions. It takes like 2 minutes.
It's very quick.
But some of them are, again, so hard to choose between.
Yeah.
When they're your like top 2.
Totally.
Or 3.
And like, I think so. I did pull up, I think there's like I pulled up some of the studies that kind of are saying that it's not like legit having just a primary love language.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the scientific studies behind it. So there's some mixed feelings about the 5 love languages. A psychologist, Julie Schwartz Gottman, has cast doubt on the concept of a primary love language and the usefulness of insisting on showing or receiving love in only one way. We yeah, I think that's kind of obvious. Yeah, I love acts of service, but I also want physical touch and I want words of affirmation. I want quality time. Right. Like I can't just exist with someone and they're just always just doing chores for me.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to be.
I want all these things, but if somebody gives me a gift, I'm like, hell yeah.
Right.
Thanks. That was so thoughtful of you.
Right. And like if someone gives me a gift, cool. That's on my lower scale. I love it. But then if you go and do something for me or we spend quality time, I'm going to feel even better.
Yeah.
So
if you buy me concert tickets and then we go together and spend that time together and hold hands.
And hold hands.
Oh my God.
Dead.
And then you tell me how much you love me.
Sold. Marry me.
Exactly.
So I think that was kind of like obvious. I don't think she really needed to like come out and like say that.
Not a hot take.
Yeah. And then in 2017, study published in Personal Relationships involving 67 heterosexual couples found limited evidence that synchronized love languages correlated with relationship satisfaction. Well, yeah, like I don't think he ever really said like, if you're an acts of service person, you need to be with an acts of service person.
No, you just have to know what the other person
and
likes
do it
and be a good enough human to do that for the other person.
Yeah, like if you love them enough, like you'll do it. Yeah. So I don't know. Like physical touch isn't my main one. Like when I originally did this, it was my last one. But then once I knew that my ex wanted physical touch, then I was more cognizant of it. So when we were sitting down, I would do this, you know, and like
so nice.
Weirdo. And then other people are saying that there's more than 5 ways to express love and people don't need a primary. Yeah, okay, we get it. But this is like a cool guideline to have. I don't think it should throw out everything that he did and say that it's not valid.
And I think in your relationships, whether that's friendship, romantic, whatever, you're with your parents, family, doesn't it feel good to make somebody else feel good?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't we want to do those things for whoever we're with?
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
anyways,
that's our hot take.
It's just like, and this is why we talked about Zodiac. Love languages is just like astrology. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of fun to like use this tool. It's not an end all be all. It's not science. It's cool to kind of look at that and learn what other people kind of, how they love or learn their sign. And like, I don't know, it's fun. It's just fun. Like, why do we have to make things so like serious, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a fun thing to do and to like learn about each other.
I totally agree.
Yeah. So did we solve love languages?
I think we did.
I think we did too.
We're gonna send out the link, like we said,
Hmm.
and you're gonna find out what love language you are. I've found that knowing mine, and now even seeing that quality time has popped up,
Yeah.
I'm like looking at the last year or so, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like,
Hmm.
I love doing things. Like, even like I've gone to a bunch of concerts last summer where I didn't even know the person, and I'm just like happy to be there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Happy to
you
be
came to
there with,
one with me.
yeah, happy to be there with my
Yeah.
friends, my partner,
Hmm.
whatever the case is.
I would like to know, like, if there are any studies, I didn't look, if your love languages maybe change with the partner you have.
Ooh,
Like, because if Catherine, hers is quality time,
yeah,
maybe that rubbed off on you,
maybe.
right?
Because I also
Because you
love
love,
making my partner or like whoever happy in my life, which is very like Pisces.
yes, yeah. So I know they should call like Pisces like the chameleon.
We are.
Yeah, but yeah, so
Not in a
maybe
bad way though, right?
no, no, no,
Okay.
no. You're still great. I'm not mad at you.
Affirm me. Thank you.
But yeah, I think that would be a cool thing to look at
Yeah.
because I wonder if that's maybe because it's kind of just like how we talked about how you grew up. That's kind of what your love language is. So then the more you're around someone who's doing it differently, maybe it becomes a bigger love language for you.
Physical touch for you. Case in point.
Yeah. I
You've
hated it.
touched me like 5 times in this episode.
I know.
It's amazing. And look how close we are.
Did we get closer?
I think we did.
This is our cute little toast, and he has a little thing that says "You're my jam."
For those listening, it's a
It's a little stuffy,
stuffy.
little stuffy toast with some jam on his face.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Cute.
Anyways, until next time,
Problem
problem solved.
solved.
Bye, guys.
Bye.